So today I'm down in the port of Mavron, different place today, still in the area of Murcia. So today I've got somebody called H, and she has been here, I would say 2 weeks, but you've been here just a little bit more now.
Yeah, it's going on for 3. It'll be 3 this Saturday.
3 weeks. But I will say straight away, they haven't got the non-lucrative visa. As always, they've managed to use the Irish route, which I think's made things so much easier, isn't it?
Oh, unbelievably so. Yeah, it's.
Did you think, if you didn't know about the Irish route, would that have made things any difficult, or do you think you still go down, probably like you were saying, the digital nomad?
Yeah, the NLV wouldn't have really worked because we're a little bit younger than retirement age when we're approaching it rapidly. So for me, it would have been the digital nomad, and we were actually looking into it. And it was only through research that we found out the Irish ancestry route was going to be so much easier. Yeah. And it literally is so much easier. So if you can do it, you know, if you've got parents or grandparents, I think they're phasing out the grandparents within the next year.
And you said that was quite a quick process as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't have to be the whole family either. It just only has to be one. And as soon as you fall into that European Union family member, they do the family reunification. So I'm married, and it's my wife who's got an Irish passport. She had an Irish passport before we even did this. Yeah. Just wanted the freedom of movement, so you know, the ETIAS charges and everything else. And then when we seriously started looking into it, we found out very quickly with family reunification that you can just literally, the family can piggyback off the back of it. So we haven't actually got our residency yet, but we're in the process, and it's going to be so much faster. It takes a few weeks, whereas I think with the digital nomad, it can take several months.
Because I'm not going to show their house, but I can see when I walk through the house, they've got the boxes. I haven't got them out here. There's no boxes out here. No, looks quite neat and tidy, to be honest. But yeah, a couple of weeks, but you did say you still got to sort out the padron. Yeah. I'm trying to think what else I mean, obviously you bought the property, you've done the notary stuff. Mm-hmm. So I suppose really it's just the padron then, and then...
Yeah, the padron, then the wife's residency, and then it's 2 or 3 days. Is our understanding that once we've gone to the ayuntamiento and got the padron, 2 or 3 days to get that through. Erica goes down to Lorca, gets her residency, which is pretty straightforward. We've got all the paperwork, and then once that's done, mine is actually done online. So within 2 to 3 weeks, all being well, fingers crossed, touch wood or rattan, that'll be it. We'll be residents.
So can I ask you guys where you come from in the UK?
Originally Nottingham.
Oh yeah,
Nottingham, yeah, going back, and then I've dotted around with work. So London, our last place was Canvey Island in Essex.
And has it always been your passion to come to Spain?
Yeah, from being a kid, you know, a teenager, visiting Spain for the first time, and then through my kind of like formative adult years into the Balearics and the Canaries and mainland Spain, just the weather, the people, the food, the whole thing has just always been a draw for me, and it's always been a dream. And then, hate to say the B word, but with the Brexit thing happening, I really thought those doors were closed, or going to be a lot harder. I don't think it's ever closed. I think if you really want to move, you'll find a way.
I'm amazed, really, at the amount of people still coming after Brexit, because I thought, Brexit's going to put a clanger on it. But I think as long as you've got the passion there, there's a way of coming here, really, isn't it? Yeah,
I mean, this whole industry's built up around the Nomad visa and the Non-Lucrative Visa now to help people who really want to do it. And there are always going to be loopholes. But if you've got the passion to do it, you can do it. Like I said, we're very lucky. We're kind of weird because we're in a situation where we didn't have to do it. But we didn't know that to begin with. It was only when we started to research that came up. So we were still going to do it, even if it was the digital nomad.
Because when I look on the internet these days and I'm putting in questions and whatever, it didn't always come up. They're usually like 2 or 3 years out of date. Yeah. Did you find that as well?
It's either 2 or 3 years out of date, or there's a lot of conflicting information. Yeah. You'll go on one site and it'll say one thing, you'll go on another site and it'll also say another thing. So you've really got to do your research. And where possible, get expert help. People who have already been there, done it, got the T-shirt, because they can...
Did you use expert help.
Looked at your YouTube video.
Oh wow.
That's how I know you, my friend. So yeah, because you're here, you're living it. And actually, when we started the process of moving, we got a solicitor straight away. You need it for the house purchase anyway. Please don't ever do it yourself. No. There's too many pitfalls. It's just not worth it.
So much to think about, especially one of the things here in Spain is debts on your property that you don't know about, and that's why you do have to have a good solicitor or lawyer to...
Well, absolutely. We've got an extension built on our house here in Casa, and it came up in the deeds that it hadn't actually been registered. Now it's older than 6 years, so we were safe from that. But the whole footprint of the house was incorrect. The deeds were incorrect. They were saved incorrectly at the town hall, and there was a cost associated with having that corrected. If we hadn't known that, we could have been liable for a lot of bills.
We had the same problem when we was buying our place in the process. The swimming pool, they obviously just got on and built it, but didn't get a licence for it at the period.
Not entirely uncommon, is it?
So, thankfully, no, it's just the same thing. Thankfully, the solicitor picked that up, and obviously the people that selling had to pay for that bill. Or it's like you said, that would have ended up on yourself, later on if you needed to move on to another place. So it is a minefield. I mean, some people do risk it, but it's a bit risky. So the next question is, why did you pick the Murcia region?
To be honest, it's still at that interesting tipping point where it's up and coming. If you go slightly north of here in Alicante, the property prices are significantly higher. And to some degree, if you go further south, certainly if you're heading towards Malaga, they go crazy price-wise. Murcia, with the whole Costa Calida, the warm climate, in terms of the amount of days of sunlight every year, it's 300, 320, it's something crazy like that. So it's a very mild weather. You know, the freezing cold winters in the UK, here it's very rarely drops below 16 degrees. In fact, we came over in January and we were doing some, because we actually bought the house in November last year. Actually, October. I bought it on Halloween. So we came over in January to start to do some work ahead of preparing for the move. And so January is, I think, the coldest month. Right. And it was just like the fact that you have to come outside on the terrace to warm up because the houses just are not equipped with retaining any heat. But, sitting outside on a terrace on the 7th of January in 21-degree heat is just, it's mind-blowing. So, yeah, Murcia attracted us. And also, I think it's nicknamed the Orchard of Europe. So, you know.
Well, I don't know about that. But I know Murcia, to me, is up and coming now. You've got lots of things here, obviously. Going out exploring, you've got the mountains, the sea, we're nearby. You've got the wine, they're quite famous for wine here. You've got loads of... I keep calling them celebrations, like
fiestas
and things like that. I mean, even the little town of Mazaron here has just had a recent festival, where they carry the statues about. And I think that's another thing I love about Spain. It's still got its customs, whereas a lot of countries seem to be losing their customs now. But Spain, and it's a family thing as well. That's what I love about Spain. So the last one. My last question is, would you do it all again?
Oh, God, in a heartbeat.
Even though you've only been here a couple of weeks.
No, in a heartbeat. Sean, we're running into our own issues, getting padrons cancelled on the day that you're supposed to go and get it, and that means you have to reorganise translators because we're still, we only just started learning that.
Have you organised doctors yet?
We've got the private medical insurance, which for the NLV and for the digital nomad you're going to have. And even if you're moving on a European passport for the family member, you still need the private health insurance for the first year. Yeah. You can sort it out after that. Yeah. Though if you're in pension age, I think you can still use the S1, but Sean will tell you about that. Yeah. So all of the headaches that we've had thus far would not stop us doing it again in a heartbeat. Just look at this. It's.
I mean, one of the words you're going to hear a lot, probably from when you go to the offices and that, is mañana. And because it's so sort of laid back, it's like now most of the places are shut in the afternoon, which can be a bit annoying. But the cities, the big indoor shopping centres, they're all open, of course, but sometimes when you want to do something, like the Padron, they just shut. sometimes it opened up in the game. I mean, at the moment, they're still on the Easter mode, even though they're supposed to be back to work. I did hear, because the Pope's died, that Spain's gone into a 3-day of mourning, so that could be another reason why the Padron's been, delayed. Because I didn't know that, I just saw that come up this morning on the news.
As a Catholic country, I'd imagine it's going to have a definite ripple effect. But it takes 2 to 3 weeks to get it, so I think it just depends on whether the person you've been assigned to is off sick or not.
So if I come here, because I was going to come here last week, but I was so busy. So if I come here last week, would it have been hectic?
I think the day we initially spoke about having a chat, the following day all of our items arrived. So we had 50 boxes literally get transported over from the UK. So we were literally eyeball deep in boxes and cartons. There's still a lot of them there because we just don't yet have the furniture to put it into, because furniture here is a little bit older fashioned. So we had to clear out all the furniture and bring in some of the new stuff. So, but yeah, it would have been completely chaotic. It's not chaotic now, but I've always got time for you.
So is there any tips you could say before we finish this?
Do your homework, make sure to get expert advice. Don't just take it from one source. Actually, speak to professionals. Definitely get a solicitor called gestors over here, or gestorias. And don't let anything stop you. There's always going to be ways that you can do it. It might not be the easiest way. You might not be as lucky as I've been with the Irish passport, but the digital Nomad visa, the non-lucrative visa, there's always ways to do it if you want to do it. And it's a very low cost of living out here. You don't need a lot.
So, I want to say thank you very much.
You're welcome, Sean. Lovely to meet you.
That's it. Adios.
Hasta luego.